Good evening, Timmy Talks. Well, to our slightly longer Eurovision special. I hope you're all well. Now, I love a bit of Eurovision. I loved it when it was sillier. I like Russian blokes in big hamster wheels and people juggling with alien masks on. And do you remember those Polish milkmaids? Remember them? But the thing I like about Eurovision especially is it's just unchallenged voter preference. They always moan about the block voting. Well, they bloke vote for them, they bloke for them, they vote for them, they vote for them. And there's a very good reason for that. It's because you're going to vote for people who you get on with, who are most like you, perhaps share a bit of history, a land border and certain parts of your language. You feel comfortable with them, don't you? And that's why there's never any problems with people. I never had any problems with people voting for who they like. Now, it started, when it started? 70 years ago today, so 1956. Now, I always thought that when Australia got in it and Israel and this, that and the other, I thought, oh, they're not even in Europe. But I was having a look today why it is the Eurovision Song Contest, and it's something to do with the European broadcasting area. So the very edges of that, from the very middle to the very edge, that's what counts in the Eurovision. That's what it was put on. So there's lots of countries in North Africa who would qualify, but obviously many of those don't have joy music or any sort of fun, do they? So they wouldn't join it, and they wouldn't like any of the other people in it anyway. So we've won it 5 times. We won it with Sandy Shaw and Puppet on a String. We won it with Luda. I think it was Boom Bang Bang, I think, if I'm right. And then we had So Many Kisses for Me, Brother of the Man, the song that was #1 on the day I was born. And then we had Bucks Fizz, and then we had Katrina and the Waves in 1997. Now, I can understand why we won it in the 60s, because we were really cool. We had the Beatles and the Stones and Carnaby Street and great films, great music. We'd just come out of a war where we dismantled our entire empire to defeat fascism, and our reward was to get crushed as the decades went on. But in the 60s, we were still fairly buoyant. We had a car industry before the unions smashed it. We had a coal and steel industry before the government or the unions smashed it. And we had a certain amount of pride and dignity. And I think the rest of the world saw how we exported that, and we got rewarded by having a couple of 60s wins in Eurovision. So Many Kisses for Me just must have been a brilliant song. Bucks Fizz, their skirts came off, superb. But when Katrina and the Waves won it in 1997, that was our Cool Britannia bit, wasn't it? When one of our great warmongers and war criminals became Prime Minister. Do you remember? And it was all Cool Britannia, and Oasis went to number 10 and everything was fine, and Blur and Oasis were in the charts. We had cool songs again, and I believe Austin Powers. So I do believe we won the 1997 one because of our outlook on the world stage, by having an as yet confirmed war criminal as Prime Minister and looking fairly cool, and having Austin Powers, which was then a hark back to the 60s. So that's why we won that. But the Eurovision do like a play a victim card. Ukraine involved in some sort of conflict at the moment, and so they won last year or the year before last. And then Ireland have won more than anybody else because they were being bullied by Britain for their entire history. So they get that card, don't they? Australia, I don't know why they're in it, apart from they've got a massive pride support network, LGBTQ+++, other letters. So they're in there. So that's fine. Israel. Now, I've got a problem with Israel being in it, but what I do have a problem with is people presuming the singer for Israel is heading up an armed conflict with another nation. Leave the poor girl alone. She's just up there singing her little heart out to try and cheer herself up, build a career, bring unity, if you like, and now chucking things at her and slagging her off. Ridiculous. She's not a soldier, she's not a government. She may live in that country. I live in this country, but I certainly don't recognise anything in the Labour Party in what I see in myself. So you can live in a country and not share the views of those in charge, can't you? So it's supposed to be a unifying thing, but every year it becomes more divisive. If you're a country that's getting bullied or victimised by another country, you will win. Our song this year is fucking dreadful. And so I'll bring it to a close with the last song that won it that I really, really loved. And obviously it's Hard Rock Hallelujah by the mighty Lordi. 20 years ago. 20 years ago. But They all wore inside-out rubbery masks and had outfits. That's what Eurovision should be. Be stupid. Run around with streamers and masks on. Bounce up and down on a pogo stick. Do something that you're remembered for. Don't sing in your own language either. Sing in English. As you should, as everyone should. Right, I'll see you in the morning for Timmy's 5 quick questions. Please enjoy your evening if you are a Eurovision person or not. I'll see you in the morning, as I say, for Timmy's 5 quick questions. Do share, like and subscribe and repost and blah, blah, blah. And if anyone asks, this is a Slayer t-shirt. They are not in Eurovision. And I'll see you in the morning. Ta-da!